Stifler's mom has got it going on.
True.
Alex Jones does not. He's on the stand. We got some audio. This guy's a huge idiot.
Yep.
Stifler's mom, Jennifer Coolidge, claims that due to the character, she was able to sleep with over 200 people.
Because of the character.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of people. The PACT Act passes. We'll talk about the last stand on that one. Plus, Kentucky's vote on Roe v. Wade. This one might surprise you. Sharks are walking now. Batgirl's been canceled. Good news. Disney's nice to black people, unlike some other theme parks we know. There's some Cracker Barrel backlash. Frankie C. We got a big announcement on Friday's show. And JSAB's vacation update.
I think we got a show here.
Not the podcast, my friend. Let's say hey to all the people on the live. Welcome in, everybody. So Frankie see in the chat earlier. That was nice to see you mingling with people.
I like while you're futzing around with whatever the hell you're doing. I like to talk to the people in the chat. It's a fun time.
You can get in there, mixed up, make it happen a little bit. I like it.
What the hell?
I like it a lot. Alex Jones has been on the stand in his defamation case regarding the Sandy Hook tragedy, and a couple things here. One, we'll get to the phone records in a second, but one, he admitted that Sandy Hook did indeed happen.
Yeah, he said 100% real.
That's a big step, Frank. People do not admit things these days.
I mean, it took a lawsuit and dozens of angry parents and a whole trial for him to admit it. But I mean, so can we finally admit that Alex Jones is full of shit most of the time?
I mean, it's, he should have just put his hands up and been like, I'm just a guy on the internet that makes shit up. Why don't you leave me alone?
It's not, because it's not that simple anymore.
Yeah, it really isn't. It's gone out of control where it all is. But
you start once you're a credible, once you're a popular source, people look to you for answers sometimes, and when you give bullshit, they're gonna take it as, oh well, I don't know, this guy's putting some doubt into it. I mean, if you start everything off with, this is a conspiracy theory, it's just a theory, but if you're like, this is what happened, and you're yelling and screaming, I know the truth, nobody else knows the truth, then you got a problem. But if you're presenting it, I think it's all in the way you present. If you present it as, this is a theory that's floating out there, take it for what it is. Is that where he went wrong? I think that's maybe where he went wrong.
Well, I think where he went wrong is he bought into his own BS, right?
Yeah.
Because when I remember, so I first came across Alex Jones 20 some odd years ago, and he was like he was like hosting a radio show in Texas. He was on, I think it was maybe XM at the time. He got like syndicated on XM, and he was like the fun, like, oh, there's aliens and like all the fun conspiracy
that's fun
theories.
stuff. That's the good stuff.
And then what he turned into is crazy. I don't even know. And it's I think it's just because he's bought into his own BS. By the way, I'm sure he's gotten some things right. I'm sure the Alex Jones fans are like, "Are you crazy? He got this. For the most part, he kind of tipped a hand on the Epstein thing before, everybody else did. But even on that, a lot of what he said was not true. The pizza parlor and the basement and the kids and all that stuff, not true. He even got that wrong. But he literally got like one thing kind of right. That was really it.
Yeah, but when you're 1 for 100,
1 for 1,000,000, dude.
1 for 1,000,000, or whatever the hell the numbers are. Yeah, it's not great. And to suggest to millions of your people that you know better and you have the inside knowledge and you know the truth, and they're not telling you the truth, and these are all actors. You can't, it's ridiculous to have that kind of a platform and use it to spread bullshit. That's what he was doing, and they finally bit him in the ass.
The man himself, Paul, says he was making $800,000 a day off the InfoWars morons. That true? I mean, I'm sure he's making plenty.
Probably making plenty, but a day, 800,000, almost $1 million a day.
No, that's a lot.
But
here's the thing too. This guy was the modern era traveling snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
There's always is it his fault or is it the people's fault? Like, there's
No.
always
I
going
mean,
to be somebody that the people are going to be like, oh, this guy has got
yeah,
it down.
of course, people should like. There are people who instantly look at Alex Jones and go, "Well, this guy's just full of shit," and he's just yelling into the void. But there are people who follow him and are like, "Well, this guy's the only one talking the truth. Everything, everything's bullcrap." But when people start to listen to him, it gets dangerous, and you got to hear, the people, the parents of the Sandy Hook children.
Poor people.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the daily just ridicule. I mean, and the turned it he knowingly or not, he turned their lives upside down completely, and
Yeah.
it's tragic that not only that they lost their kids, but now on a daily basis they're being called frauds and liars or whatever. I don't know exactly what the details were in their daily lives, but I'm sure it wasn't good. They came out and were like, Alex Jones kind of screwed us up for years now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
So
it's true what you said. They had to deal with one tragedy of losing their child, and then the next one was dealing with this fucking asshole.
how do it's like we're not, this isn't enough for us. We got to deal with this now. I mean, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So, I mean, again, conspiracy theories are fun until, you start screwing with real people. Like if you're talking about Bigfoot and you're talking about Loch Ness Monster and you're talking about aliens, that doesn't hurt anybody.
Right.
But when you start messing with families, get your facts straight, or say, listen, I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's true. You can't come out there and be like, this is true. You gotta present it in a way. Am I wrong in saying that? You gotta.
No, you're not wrong, but it's hard for these guys who, it's hard for these guys who are always trying to go viral to turn down that heat that they start get like he just starts spouting craziness and then he hits on one thing and it's like it's hard for them to be like, oh, this isn't, I got to look at this, or this isn't true, or I should hold off on this. It's hard
Right.
for them to do that.
I don't know how he presented it exactly, but did he come out there and was he like, they're actors. This is 100% false. I've never seen the bodies and this and that. Or was he like, rumor has it, I'm not sure. Let's look into this.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't nice about it. No,
He wasn't
not at
nice.
all. No.
He was a flipping lunatic about it.
Well, I think it started to percolate. Then he did a thing on it. Then he did another thing on it, and then it became one of those things where, then he just referred back to his thing on it. Like he would always just refer back to it, like, "Oh, that Sandy Hook, sham, that kind of shit."
Right.
It's that's what the problem.
I mean, when you start referring to it as that, I mean, you're hurting a lot of people, and you don't realize. I guess I hope it was an ignorant thing and it wasn't malicious, but you don't know. Who knows? I mean, when you sit there and you start calling, real people's lives were affected, and you're like, that didn't happen. It's like 9/11. People who were like, I don't know. If I can't imagine someone going 9/11 didn't happen. Like we were there. We saw it happen. So it would boggle my mind if that happened. So I can't even begin to come close to imagining what these parents imagine. Something so close and personal happens to you, and then all of a sudden millions of people are like, that never happened.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy. I say this. I said this before, but there was a time when there was this guy I was following, and he was like badgering these parents, these families. He's like, they just want attention. He's like, they're making this shit up. They just want attention. And you're like looking at him going, like, what the fuck is wrong?
Are you kidding me?
You have no basis to base it on, but you're so fucking sure,
I mean, then what are you doing here?
Right.
Like, you're doing this for attention now too. I mean, what's your goal here? I mean,
ridiculous. Here's the other part. Here's part two of this. So And this takes the cake because Amber Heard we thought had the dumbest lawyers ever, and then here come fucking Alex Jones's lawyers like, hold my beer.
Yeah, honestly.
The guy who's prosecuting, cross-examining Alex Jones, he had asked him yesterday if he had any text messages about this, about him talking about Sandy Hook or emails or whatever, and he says no. And then today he brings it up again, and then drops the bomb of like, here's a text message that you sent from your phone. Oh, and by the way, do you know how I got it? Your lawyers accidentally sent it to me.
Everything from the last couple of years.
Yeah.
We got everything. And then the best was right after that when he said, we asked your lawyers, we brought it up to them, and they made no effort to stop it, to say this is privilege or anything. They just
Yeah.
I guess we fucked up.
It's so good. And I don't know who was running camera on the court, at the court, but he literally framed Alex Jones's lawyer in the frame with his lawyer as he's fucking.
And guys, it's like,
yeah, he's just sitting there like a dick.
It's like,
digital copy of your entire cell phone with every text message you've sent for the past 2 years, and when informed, did not take any steps to identify it as privileged or protected in any way. And as of 2 days ago, it fell free and clear into my possession. And that is how I know you lied to me when you said you didn't have text messages about Sandy Hook. Did you know that?
I told you the truth. This is your Perry Mason moment. I gave them my phone, and then
Mr. Jones, you need to answer the question.
No,
Did you know this happened?
By the way, the judge is hot as shit, and I don't know if the judge is hot in this case.
she's, you know what, and she's bringing it too, because she's shutting down his I'm a personality bullshit. Oh, here's your Perry Mason moment. It's like, shut up and answer the question, you idiot.
And then he tries to twist it so fast, like, see, I gave you my phone, there it is. I was a good guy, and they're all like, yeah, no, but you fucking lied about what was on your phone.
I mean, is he actually? I mean, this could have been resolved if he just would have said, yeah, I said all this. I mean, how is this not open and shut? Like, it's all based on things that were said on his show, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
And it's like all right there. I don't see what his argument would be. What is his defense?
His defense is, I don't know. I don't know.
I can't imagine. I mean, if he's got banking on freedom of speech, sure, but then there's also defamation. You could say whatever you want, but
Well,
defamation.
he's gonna say that to the best of his knowledge, what he was reporting.
Oh, like I thought I had all the correct information,
Right.
kind of thing.
Right.
Based on what? Based on what? You weren't in the room where you weren't in the school when it happened. That's the only. I love that there are people out there who can only side with something or agree with something if they actually see it happen. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's not always the case, as we could see with January 6th.
right. Plus, it's like I always fall back to this example, but like the Earth is flat. I won't believe it until I go into space and look at the Earth. Well, then I can't help you. We could prove it a million ways, but until nothing's good enough for people like that who unless you take them into space and go look.
Yeah.
That's the only way. I feel like even then they're going to be like, well, you sure? Because this I don't know if this window is showing me the right thing. I don't know.
I hope they fucking plaster this asshole and take him for all he's got.
That's right. Red Sparrow says, with great power comes great responsibility. You have to,
Spider-Man's uncle taught me that.
Teen Wolf's dad taught me that.
Oh, that's true. Well, he learned it from Teen Wolf's dad.
Right. But it's, again, if you want to talk conspiracy theories, as long as you present it as this could be BS. I don't know. If we talk about, the moon landing was fake, and we go, well, there's a chance it's real, there's a chance it isn't, who the hell knows, blah, 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 here's what we know. But if you're coming out the gates going, it's bullshit, and everybody involved is an asshole, and blah, blah, blah. You're presenting it as you know better than everybody else, and if you have that kind of influence over people, it's not cool. It's people can start believing it.
Yeah, and then what's funny about that too? That's gaining some momentum recently because they nobody let that go. The whole Earth that we didn't make it to Mars, not Mars, the moon. Yeah, like that's gotten some new life behind it.
That's I don't think so. I think we definitely did. We went there. We got there.
Yeah, it was something like we couldn't pass like a certain thing, like a point in the atmosphere. We wouldn't have made it. Some crazy, or the camera equipment would have. I don't know something.
I feel
funny.
like back then in the 60s, I feel like we were still doing fishing pole string UFO movies,
Yeah,
I mean, in order to create something like the moon landing and have it, have there be no, oh, this is definitely, look at, you could see the strings, or you could see the this, that. It's everything has been disproven. I don't see the fakeness to it. I don't see how it's fake.
Robin said we never landed on the moon. Antifa did though.
Oh, you see? Well, there you go.
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's kind of they said that it was this. Who was the director? Was it Kubrick?
Oh,
Maybe
Kubrick, yeah.
that Kubrick filmed it, and the Kubrick lenses is a new thing, and there's like a whole thing there. I don't
Oh,
know.
and there's a whole if you watch, what is it? The Shining. There are all hints and clues. Like the
Yeah.
kid is wearing like a NASA shirt or something, and there's like things in the wallpaper or the rug or something. It's a lot of weird little Easter egg kind of things. But
Yeah, it's a human instinct too. There's something broken in us that we want to believe these conspiracy theories. We're so attracted to the idea of a
Mhm.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah, and you know what? It's like the dog chasing the car. It's like once you prove or disprove the conspiracy theory, then what?
Yeah.
It won't be it won't be interesting anymore, or you just move on to the next one.
Don't you think that the alien thing took a hit for me with Trump because I thought for sure he would have been like, these people, they've been hiding them since '54. There, I saw it. I thought for sure he
Well,
was gonna blow that up.
here's my thing with that. If we're gonna go on the side of aliens are real, then what the Trump administration does to prove that to me was Space Force. I think it's a very Trump reaction to they showed him what's out there, and he panicked and created Space Force. I think it's we have to defend
Maybe.
ourselves, and I think obviously he can't come out and say it because I'm sure there was protocol, and you'll be taken out if you kind of thing, like if you come out and say that it show proof of this. And he was like, you know what, the shit I saw, we have to defend ourselves in space.
Space
Excuse
Force.
me.
Speaking of force, I like the force we got down here in America, the Navy SEALs. They're supported by our proud sponsors, Jumpstart Coffee Company. Boom. Frank's
There
got the
they
bag
are.
right there. The always delicious dark roast blend. I'm a big fan of the medium roast. I love the espresso roast myself. I don't even care. I just pop open a bag and keep making it. That's basically, I don't
You
look
don't
before I
care.
act. Yeah. I just go in crazy.
Be honest, did you ever just take a spoonful of it and just down it like it's
No,
cough syrup?
no, but I have been looking into this coffee. Like they say to put coffee on steak, like as like a rub.
Like a rub. Yeah.
Yeah, been thinking about that.
That
I've
could
been
be
thinking
good.
about that. Yeah, we'll see. It's the best
Or
coffee to drink. I know that.
like ribs, like a barbecue kind of thing.
Yeah, I wonder how that would do.
Throw that in like a barbecue sauce.
Yeah, because it makes me think. I always like. It's funny because I always like cook with cheap wine. Like that was always the thing. Like, oh, cook with cheap wine, And then somebody like probably Guy Fieri or some shit, I don't know. Somebody goes, "No, cook with really good wine. Like, why would you put a piss poor ingredient into your dish?" And I'm like, "Damn, that's right." So it kind of makes you think like, "Oh, if we put Jumpstart coffee into like one of these coffee rub fucking things, it'd probably kill her." But I don't know. We'll try it one day, I guess.
Right.
I drink it every day religiously. I love Jumpstart coffee. It honestly, flavor wins it out for me. The fact that they donate 50% of their profits to the Navy SEAL Foundation is secondary. That's because I'm a selfish fat fuck, Frank. You know that.
That's all right.
I'm happy that there's a second part of it, but really it's the flavor for me. So if you're looking for some great killer coffee, don't look any further than Jumpstart Coffee Company. Simple, easy, wonderful flavors. Order with the link in the description. Save 50% when you use that promo code AOA15.
Good stuff.
Jennifer Coolidge. This is the young lady who played Stifler's mom.
She's awesome. She's been in a lot of stuff.
Yeah, she's revealed that she slept with 200 people due to her role in the infamous 1999 film American Pie.
That's a lot of people.
That
For
is
anyone.
a lot of people.
For anybody. I'm sure you think there are a few. I'm sure there are a few famous people in there.
Oh, I wonder.
Are there names dropped?
She said, I got a lot of play at being a MILF and I got a lot of sexual action from American Pie. There were so many benefits to doing that movie. I mean, there would be like 200 people that I would have never slept with.
Oh, see, I feel like she was the original MILF.
She was the original MILF. Nobody, I mean, MILF was around before American Pie, but
Nobody
in
really heard
America,
it.
that's what took, that everybody knew MILF after
Yeah.
American Pie.
Yeah, I don't remember that being a big thing before American Pie.
Yeah, which is a shame too, because I bet you the American Pie people are like, shit, we missed out on. We should have
We should have patented that somehow.
copyright or do something with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Now it's just out there. MILF is
Yeah.
just a thing now.
Yeah. Well, she was so hot. All right. First of all, American Pie, maybe one of the best generational teen comedy movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Like I put it, like I remember my dad was like, Porky's was incredible. You got to watch Porky's. And I watched it when I got old enough. Like I watched it and I was like, I get it. This was really like, I get, like, I was far removed for it. Porky's was in the 70s, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And I was like, I'm far removed for it, but I could understand being in a teen in that time and watching Porky's,
Yeah.
and being like,
I'm sure it
holy
spoke to that
shit.
generation, just like
Yeah.
American Pie.
And I think American Pie was the Porky's of the 90s. That really fucking.
You know what I think is super, and I feel like this is I'm asking for it here. What I think is super overrated is a movie. I think is like, I don't think it's that. You watch it and you go, eh. Is what's that one with Matthew McConaughey originally? He was like really young.
Oh.
Not
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Times at Ridgemont High?
No. It's like the high school movie. What the hell is it called? Help me out in the chat. Matthew McConaughey,
Okay.
early on. Oh, did I lose you?
Oh.
Dazed and Confused. Yes, Jack Me Off. Dazed and Confused. Yes, overrated.
Yeah.
Oh, you're losing me.
Losing just good. Maybe I'll get back.
I got to come out and come back in.
No, you're good.
No, I'm good.
It was me.
All right. Oh, it was you. Okay. All right. Jack Me Off for the win. $2. Thank you, Jack. And yeah, Dazed and Confused. I don't. I mean, maybe back in the day, it was one of those generational things. You watch it today, and I'm like, I just don't. I don't get it. Is it me? Or is it like a stoner? I know it's a stoner kind of movie, but I just don't get the entertainment value. I don't see it as a good movie.
Yeah, I wonder what this generation's Porky's, like, as we get more and more politically correct, like, I don't know. Because there's something, everybody loves a great movie where the teen's trying to get laid. We can all relate to that. at
Right.
that stage in our life. Like, it was another good one was Superbad. Superbad was pretty good.
Superbad was good. Yeah.
I'd put American Pie over it, but it was that like
Well, yeah,
we're gonna
American
do
Pie
it.
was the original. Yeah, and Superbad was like, I feel like if there was American Pie. Oh, did you lose me again?
Yeah, I don't know if that was you or me. No, I don't think it. Well, I think Porky's was the original. I don't know. Was there a teen? I'm trying to
No,
get
no, no.
rated.
I mean for this generation, for our generation, if there was no
Yeah.
American Pie, I feel like there would be no
Well,
Superbad.
I think Superbad was a little bit after us. I think American
Oh,
Pie was
yeah.
it for us.
Yeah, that's true.
Because we were that age. Like, and by that I mean you're the age of the main character at the time.
Right, right.
When it comes out.
Yeah, God knows what it is these days. I have no clue.
I don't know. Be some politically correct thing about swiping left and don't gender assign me kind of fucking crazy.
Yeah,
It would
yeah.
be.
I have
It
no
would.
clue.
I don't. Again, because it's the hijack. And all those movies are a little.
All right, am I losing you or are you losing me? I don't know what's going on here. I lost you.
Like a telephone call from an elevator. Hello?
What? It can't be me.
Me?
I've got perfect signal here.
Yeah, I think it's me.
All right. Do you want to go out and come back in?
Yes.
All right. All right. I got this.
I'm gonna go out and come back in.
All right. You go for it.
Find out what a gilf is. I don't know what a gilf is.
I think that's grand person, grandmother, grandfather. Just go quickly and come back. There he goes. All right. Hey, it's just me. Frankie's coming through fine. Thank you, Bird. So I think American Pie was our generation. I don't know what this generation is going to be. Project X. I don't know if that's this new generation. That was a good one. That could be. Has anybody seen that one? That was a fun movie about, I don't know, 20-something-year-olds trying to throw a party. That was kind of cool. Let's see. Yeah, Bird and Jack Me Off both nailed it. Grandma or Grandpa, I'm sure. Hey, he's back.
What's weird? Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
And what's weird about ranking gilfs is like most of the milfs are now gilfs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gilfs are in their, 40s now. So, it's not like when you think grandparent, you instantly kind of think older, old. But grandparents aren't that old.
Mm. Yeah, who were we just saying the other day that doesn't get enough play because everybody says Helen Mirren. Remember, I just said this the other day. I was like, but this old lady is really hot, super hot. Can't remember who that was now.
Don't know.
Anyway,
but there are a lot out there.
Yeah. Oh, Susan F. stuff. I love that name. John Hughes movies. Yeah, there's a bunch of John Hughes movies that are in that category, in that vein.
Yeah, that's true. Now, I was saying, I brought up, you ever see Project X?
No.
See, that's a newer one that within like the last 10 years, I think, that could be the next generation's American Pie. That was three kids or something. They throw a house party, but it like expands to like the whole neighborhood and becomes this huge, like ridiculous party that gets out of control and the whole neighborhood gets destroyed. That was a good one. It's basically Superbad, but like with a huge block party.
Yeah.
Place blowing up.
I love a good we're teens and we're gonna throw the big party before the school year is over movies.
Right.
What was the one that we had? That was remember everybody was in it? Amanda. Remember that?
What?
Remember that? Amanda.
Oh. That was
What the fuck was that?
Oh my goodness. What the heck was it? With Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah.
That's gonna kill me. What the hell
Yeah.
was that? But
Well, this will be easy. We'll just search Jennifer Love Hewitt movies. There's not
Yeah.
a lot of those.
how do you pitch that though? Imagine you come to the table, you're like, all right, everybody, I got a great idea for a movie. Kids that throw a party before the end of the school year. I mean, they're all going off to college, they're gonna separate, but this is the last hurrah. Everybody's, wow, what an original idea. I can't yeah, we gotta do that movie because that's gonna be huge. It's like we did this last year a million times. What are we talking about here?
Can't hardly wait.
Can't hardly wait. Yes.
Yeah. I think that's how you pitch those movies that you go, they're trying to throw that big teen blockbuster party and hilarity ensues. And then they're
Yeah.
like, well, what happens? Lots of stuff.
Hilarity.
Lots of hijinks.
And here's the difference though. We have new actors playing these same roles.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? You got the cool kid, you got the group of nerds, you got the hot girl, you got the girl who nobody thinks is hot but then becomes hot. It's like, all right, I guess.
By the way, I'm looking at the poster, like the cover poster for Can't Hardly Wait, and it's identical to American Pie. It's just the kids on the thing, and then in like a red stamp, it says Can't Hardly Wait or American Pie.
Yeah, that's
the
pretty much
same
it.
bullshit. That's
Yep.
pretty funny. But do you believe her? Do you believe she nailed 200 people? That's a lot of people. Those are Wilt Chamberlain numbers in a small,
I don't see
time.
why she would lie. I think it's believable, especially with her popularity, especially at that time.
Yeah.
I think she could if she wanted to. Whether or not she did, that's her business. But I think she could if she wanted to.
Good for her. We're so used to like dudes being like, like I had nailed like 300 chicks,
Yeah,
It's kind of nice to see a woman go, yeah, I fucking laid some pipe off that movie. It was good.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Why not? You Stifler's mom. You walk into a wherever, and you just at the time you're Stifler's mom. All eyes are on you.
I bet you she got a lot of young strange too, and that must have been a thrill
Sure.
for any fucking 20-year-old that came across Stifler's mom right after the
I agree.
popularity of that movie.
I agree.
Mm. The PACT Act passes, Frankie C. Jon Stewart wins.
Yeah,
Jon
I mean,
Stewart.
that's huge. I mean, he just didn't stop. He kept at it, and he said one of his. I'm paraphrasing, but he said, I'm happy, but it shouldn't have been this hard, and he's right. But they got it passed. Good for them. I mean, that's a huge win, and it's stuff like that makes. I mean, I don't know if he wants to be a politician ever, but it makes for good leaders when people do stuff like that.
Yeah. They were leveraging it. The opposition was leveraging it against the Inflation Reduction Act that the Democrats just remember Manchin had that whole thing and they came to an agreement. So they were trying to hold that up by holding this up. And at last it didn't really work.
Yeah.
I don't know who the Republicans are that there had to be some Republicans that came around.
Yeah, there were a lot.
There
were a lot. It was like only like 11 or so people voted against it.
Correct.
So
they got Mitt Romney and Rand Paul were in that group of 11.
Yeah, asshole and asshole.
Does that mean Ted Cruz voted for it?
Good question. That's a very good question. I'm not sure. I don't know if he did. But did you hear Rand Paul's reasoning?
I would love to, though.
He got up there and he was like, well, we don't know if these illnesses were directly caused by the burn pits and from war. It's like, you fuck. Just give these veterans their, even if, let's say, hypothetically, these illnesses weren't, still, take care of them. They're the veterans.
Somebody give them what for your country. They're all sick and fucked up now.
I don't care what caused it. They still deserve our help.
Fucking half an asshole. Yeah. He's great because he's one of these guys that's like, is anything real? It's like he's one of those guys. Remember when we had our first argument of like, how do you know shit's behind you if you can't see it? That's Rand Paul 24 hours a day.
Yeah, but what we got past it in the 6th grade. We hashed it out in the 6th grade, and he's still, fucking trying to figure it out.
Could you imagine being married? Everything, the COVID, like everything. Oh, everything you can't fucking prove, guy. Everything's bare minimum. Give me a
Yeah.
break.
Unless I discovered it, it's not real.
That is exhausting. I don't know who he's married to, but I give them all the fucking credit in the world.
With his stupid perm. What is with that guy? I
All
mean,
right,
I
well,
don't
you're
know if
attacking his personal character now. That
no,
seems
no.
unnecessary.
Anybody who has a perm is great, but this guy looks like an idiot. No, no, whatever. I don't care about his looks. I'm just saying he's a dick. And to get up there and be like, well, the veterans, there's no proof that these illnesses were caused by, directly caused by the war.
By the way, Ted Cruz did vote for it.
Oh, great. I don't know.
Ted Cruz, he folds. He fucking folds. He folded for Trump. He folded for Jon Stewart. That motherfucker's got
I'm
zero
glad he folded. I'm glad he folded for Jon Stewart. I don't know how he still does not live down, and rightly so, the fact that he didn't defend his wife at all.
I was gonna say Jon Stewart probably was like, oh, this was the guy who couldn't defend his wife against Trump. I could fucking take this guy.
Yeah,
And he did.
I would love to hear, like, there was back and forth with him with Ted Cruz and Jon Stewart on Twitter. They did messages, the videos back and forth.
Mhm.
I would love to see the moment Ted Cruz was like, "Yeah, okay, I'm in." I would love to get that switch, see that switch in his logic.
But this is what freedom of the press is. This is what's great about. But by the way, and this was the original public shaming and the cancel culture grew out of this. It's nice to kind of go back and see the one time where it was like used well and properly to be like, hey, everybody, this is bullshit, and we all need to react to it so that they change what they're doing. And he got it to work, and it's fucking refreshing and great to see. Like, for all the whining, crying, liberally politically correct blue checkmark people on Twitter, like, this happening, this is why everybody doesn't like you, because you make this happening so fucking rare, because you do it every single hour, every single day.
Yeah.
And then when we actually need it, it's hard to do. It makes it even harder to do. But Jon Stewart got it done, so good for him.
Fucking love it. I mean, again, yeah, it shouldn't have been that hard, but he got it done. And we need more of that. We need more Jon Stewarts. We need people that just, it helped that he was Jon Stewart,
Right.
and it gave him a voice, a big platform, and and he just kept fighting, and I love it.
It's interesting. Like, sometimes you always need the big criticizer. Like, who was the guy that was with Psaki, the Republican guy who was great? I don't know. The guy, remember the Fox News guy who?
The news guy, yeah.
Yeah, whoever he was, and then before him it was Jim Acosta with Trump, and you need that big critique. You need that big person who's going to be there, always questioning your shit. It's super important, but it does happen sometimes where that person then goes in and takes that job and can't do it. But
Ducey, right? Thank you, Paige.
Ducey, thanks, Paige. Even with that in mind, I can't help but think that Stewart would make an incredible politician.
Yeah.
And he would be really, really good at it, and probably good for us. Everybody's calling him the Zelensky. They want him to fucking run. And I think he might. Again, I can't say this for sure, because if you're in that job, it's different than when you're just sitting back and criticizing.
Yeah, no, it's true. You got to now do the job. I'm sure it won't be easy. And, if he does, and he'll get criticized left and right. But I love these people, like back whenever. It happens all the time when people go, oh, this guy should stick to acting. This guy should stick to, we don't need to hear from. Well, this is a reason why we need famous people to step up and voice their concern. Because if they didn't, you'd be shouting into the wind and no one would hear it.
If Jon Stewart didn't make a stink on this, nobody would have. This would have been another piece of it, because that's the thing too. Congress, they do this every day.
Yeah,
we don't. It doesn't necessarily bubble up to the top of the headlines every single day, and he got it up there. So good for him. I find this interesting, Frank. In Kansas, they put it to a referendum vote, the right to protect abortion. It was the first statewide vote since the overturn of Roe v. Wade. The first one.
Right.
And Kansas voted to protect the right to abortion on Tuesday.
It's a beautiful thing. Now, your headline says Kentucky.
Damn it.
Someone's hungry.
Someone had a rough day.
Someone wants KFC.
Oh, I don't know if I can handle KFC right now, but yeah, that would be good. I'm predicting that Kentucky, Frank, in its first referendum vote, will protect abortion rights. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Yeah, it's a big swing. I mean, Kansas is notoriously a red state, or famously a red state.
I thought you were gonna say redneck state because that would have been more accurate.
Okay, if you like.
Mhm.
It's also, Wizard of Oz.
Right.
And it's just it's surprising. Finally, something that everybody kind of rallied behind, and people put aside their party, and they did what they felt was right.
Because I have a dream now, like where every single state because it's not going to come to a vote for the people.
Mhm.
A lot of the state legislatures are just going to do what they're going to do. Because I think this is one of those things that's total bullshit that we just prop up during election time. It's always an election issue, Roe v. Wade. But I think I have a dream that every time this comes up for a vote in the state, no matter what the state is, this state's going to uphold right for abortion. And then the Supreme Court, not that they don't already look like assholes, will look like the biggest assholes ever when every state comes through.
Do you think it's going to happen every single state?
Well, I don't know how many other states it's going to go up. But, this is, like I said, a lot of them, the legislatures, local state legislatures are going to be the ones to just make the move. So I don't know if it's going to happen everywhere, but I think putting it to a statewide referendum is smart.
Mhm.
And I think it again shows you that, you're in, like you said, you're in the middle of this red thing, God-fearing people, lots of religion, all that kind of shit. This would be the perfect state to vote for it. And, because again, this to me exposes it's just what politicians like to say to get the conservative Christian vote. And that's all it is. And not only does nobody mean it, and it's not the majority, but even those fucking voters, when push comes to shove, will err on the side of we should have the right to an abortion.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's that classic situation of, well, what if I'm in this situation? Or what if my loved one is in this situation?
Right.
We all can't avoid that. Okay, it might be 1 in a trillion, but if that's an unfortunate case where somebody I know, or my wife, or this, or my sister, or whatever, they fucking need one and it has to be done. I'm not gonna, of course I'm gonna fold,
Yeah.
Everybody,
absolutely.
I think, comes to that eventually, which is what makes this whole fucking thing so stupid.
And jack me off, to answer your question, Rand Paul would be the Tin Man with no heart, and Ted Cruz would be Scarecrow with no brain.
Oh, not what was the line? Didn't have any
Courage. That's true.
courage. I'm making the courage.
That's a good one.
See, Paige is on it. We're not gonna let
Cruz
you
has no courage. I'm sorry.
We're not gonna let you play the Wizard of Oz game anymore.
I thought no brain was good. Oh, no brain would be let's see, Marjorie Taylor Greene or Boebert.
There you go.
There you go. There's your Scarecrow.
Frank, sharks are walking now. I can't keep up with anything anymore.
Listen, we got to wrap this up soon because I got to take my shark for a walk. But you got to curb them. Curb your sharks, folks.
That's true.
You got to pick up after them. I like that sharks are walking. What the hell? There are fish out there that walk. They do that whole thing. I don't know if it's. I've seen the video too of the shark walking. I don't know if it's walking as much as it's like it has 2 fins and it's wiggling and it just happens to be like scurrying along, kind of like a snake. Are you showing the video or can we show the video?
I'm not gonna show the video, but I'll put I put it in the chat for everybody to see the pictures.
There it is. I mean, there are fish that do that walk. You got to see there's fish that on the bottom of the ocean that are in the water and they're just doing this on the ground. They're walking. They have these little fins and they just move around.
Fucking scary.
Is it a different kind of fish, a different kind of shark, or is this a shark we've always known to be swimming and then all of a sudden it's walking?
It's a poppin' epaulet shark.
Oh, so an easy name to pronounce. Good.
Yeah, the walking shark they call it. I don't know. It's making news because this guy Forrest, whatever, he's one of these nature guys.
Named
Uh,
Forrest. That's convenient.
Yeah, there you go. Forrest Gallant. He was like showing it off, and it kind of just one of those things that caught fire, and everybody's talking about it.
Walking
Who kills us
sharks.
first, Frank? The robots or the walking sharks? That's what I need to know.
Robots. Unless the walking sharks develop Sharknado technology,
Mm.
I think robots will get us first.
I almost died by a land shark, actually.
That's true.
Yeah.
You got to watch out for those.
Too many of those on a night.
They get you.
But and again, this is like I don't know if this is just a Long Island thing in me, but like here in Long Island, every day there's a video of a shark biting a kid in the water around here. Like every day.
Is there really?
And yeah. And
I
I
don't
mean,
see that.
I'm not so well because you don't live in the real world.
Oh, okay.
You're in your little bunker.
Thank you.
You're down there in your little bunker that you just built for yourself, not fucking, not seeing what's happening in the world.
It's a nice bunker.
But yeah, there's like, and they're shutting down beaches every day, and they're just spotting these sharks. Like you legit,
I know there are
it's
sharks
caused-
everywhere. I
Yeah.
know there are sharks on beaches around Long Island, but I didn't think people were getting bitten every other day.
Yeah, like a kid got bit on his foot the other day. It's like this crazy stuff that's happening.
See, once the big, like the great whites of the world start walking around, then we got a problem. But the shark in this video, I think, is like 2 feet long or something.
Yeah, did you see the video of the guy who catches a shark and then he goes to unhook it and the shark fucking bites his pinky off?
Ah, no.
Yeah, it was on TikTok. We go to find out he didn't actually bite his pinky off. Here's a crazy story about this. I watched this video, right? This is the bad part about TikTok is the viral videos.
Uh-huh.
Viral video, here's the guy, boom, gets his pinky bitten off, right?
Mhm.
He goes, the video ends, he's like, fuck, he bit my pinky off. Video ends. So now, okay, I obviously got to go to the guy's profile to see if there's a follow-up video because you could be watching a video from 4 weeks ago,
Right.
you know? So I go and to see, and the next video is him with his wife on the boat, and his pinky is his hand is just one big fat cartoon bandage,
Right.
right? You can't see anything. It's just one huge lollipop bandage.
Right.
And so I'm watching the video, and I'm like, now I got to put the sound up because sometimes I'll just go scroll through without the sound.
Mhm.
But I put the sound up so I can hear him, and he's like, I'm the guy from the video, and blah blah blah, because they know now that everybody's gonna go to the profile, and wouldn't you know, this son of a bitch goes, tune in for part 2 when I reveal if I have a pinky or not, and I'm like, all right, I'm out. I'm fucking out. Like this is
Yeah.
how crazy we are, where this guy practically almost lost his pinky, and he's teasing
Maybe.
it for TikTok fame.
Maybe he did lose it.
Yeah,
Tune
that's what
in.
he's like, tune in with, and I'm like, I'm not tuning in. You have your pinky. I'm
You
not
tuned in.
falling for it.
Did you
Yeah.
tune in?
No, I didn't watch the
All
no
right.
because he didn't have the third one out, and I refused to like follow him or check back in. I'm like,
You're
fuck
gonna
it.
see. The curiosity is gonna get the best of you. You're gonna see it. You're gonna be scrolling by. You're gonna pass by it, and you're gonna, all right, I'll take a look.
I'll tell you the other thing that pissed me off too on TikTok, and I didn't talk about this. I was trying to sneak it in, but we never got to it. But we're gonna do it right now, really quick. I'm scrolling through on Sunday maybe,
Right.
and this guy is like holding up a winning lottery ticket,
Okay.
and he says in his thing, it's basically they're like his family's there. It's him, his wife, his like 3 or 4 kids, and they're freaking out, and it's a Mega Millions ticket, and it looks like this is the guy who won the
one guy
1.2.
who won the $1 billion.
Yeah. And I'm like, holy shit. And I swear to you, I almost sent it to the friend chat because I was kind of like, look, here's the guy. He actually, because my first thought was, this guy's crazy. Like, he won all that money and he's going on TikTok.
Mm-mm.
Like, keep that to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
Keep that shit to yourself. But, there he is. He's holding the thing, and his wife is freaking out, and she's like, what does this mean? What does this mean? And the kids are all excited because mom and dad are super excited, right? And he's like, see, here you go. And then the mom is like, your dad's been playing the lotto. He's been doing. He thought he knew this was gonna happen for like 10 years, and he's like, dreams come true. He's like doing all this crazy stuff. I'm like, holy shit! This guy is the winner. I go and I click to go to his profile, and I see he's put out a couple other videos, and he's got like 30,000 followers at this point, and literally he's just got like 6 videos. Like he had just made it and skyrocketed that fast because everybody's freaking out over. Oh my god, this is the guy who won the 1.28 billion dollars.
Right.
And then the guy in the next video that I watch, he's like, "This is my lottery system, and I don't want TikTok to take my video down, and like I can't guarantee winners, but like if you come and join our lottery pool and you know you follow our system, there's a good chance and gratuities welcome." So he's one of these people because you can't pay somebody to like be like give me the winning lottery numbers. Nobody can
Right.
guarantee that. But
Right.
everybody who sells these systems, they give it away for free, but they expect a tip in return. That's how they technically get around this loophole. And then I'm kind of like, if this guy just won $1.28 billion, why is
Why
he
is he doing
pushing a
this?
fucking thing? So then I go back to the original video and go into the comments. And as it turns out, he says in the comments, I picked the winning numbers. It was just for a different date. Then you
So
didn't
you
pick the winning numbers.
So you lost the
Yeah.
lottery. Got it.
Yeah. Yeah. So he had picked the winning numbers, but it was I don't know, weeks, months in advance or whatever it was. And then he put this video out to try and prove that his system works because look, it's the exact same numbers. It just wasn't on that particular date. And
So what the?
all the blood just left my face because I was like,
So what was
how-
with the excitement from the family? Were they just faking it, or were they convinced that they had won?
So that's what I started wondering because I go, did he tell his wife that they were going to do this and she's acting? Because there's no way the kids could have pulled that off.
Right.
They
You think he fucked with his family and was like, "We won $1 billion."
I wonder.
What a dick if he did that.
I mean, if he didn't, then his wife is a dick too for being in on it. But it was, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And I just thought, how do you tell somebody that?
That's like, I mean, what system? I mean, you have no system. You just picked. You lost. You lost the lottery. You didn't win shit. You literally won zero money, and you're trying to tell people that you're good at picking lottery numbers. You didn't. I'm sure everybody has picked the winning numbers on days that they didn't win.
Yeah.
Everybody has done that. Whoever plays the lottery, I'm sure, that happens. You pick your number today, and a year from now, it's going to be that number, but you didn't play it, and that's a huge difference.
And I'm like, even if you're gonna get somebody who wants to do your little system like that, this is not the way to do it. They're gonna look at this and go, "I'm not gonna follow this bullshit liar."
That is insane. What a dick.
I've never seen. I wonder if the guy's still around. I gotta see if I can find him.
Robin has the right system. I didn't even play, and I won the same amount. There's the system right there. You want to win exactly the same amount as this guy? Don't play. And you actually come out ahead because you didn't spend any money on those lotto tickets.
Mm-hmm.
So you're ahead of the game, Robin.
I tried to go on one of those jackpot, those lottery. They'll buy the ticket for you things. We have that now in New York where you could.
It's an app or something that you can buy your lottery through the app.
And I didn't realize it. They literally go out and buy a physical ticket. Like that's the way they do it. Yeah, that's what it said. But it was that was like that afternoon of the drawing, and they were so overwhelmed it didn't work. The app, nothing worked.
Oh my god! Could you imagine? You put your purchase in for a ticket, you pick your numbers, you buy it, and they didn't buy the ticket, and then you win. They're liable for that, right? They got to be.
Well, yeah, I wonder. I don't know.
Imagine you pick the Powerball numbers, $1.2 billion, and your numbers come out, but they didn't buy your ticket. They have to pay you $1.2 million. No,
I'm sure that's probably part of their I mean,
yeah. If we happen to not pick up your ticket,
yeah,
it's not our fault.
It's like before StubHub used to guarantee your tickets when it was just like, I don't know if they're real or not, and nobody was buying tickets, and they were like, all right, we got to do this because we're not fucking selling any tickets.
Yeah, we're scamming people here.
Yeah. So I thought that was the most batshit crazy behavior I'd ever seen.
Yeah,
and he was trying to explain it, no, it's but look, my system works. I picked it. It's like, no, You have to pick the numbers on that exact day.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the difference. And it's a huge difference because I'm sure whatever system they use to pick the Powerball and all that stuff is affected by what numbers are picked in the
No, it's
lottery.
not.
It's
No, it's
not. It's
not.
all it's
And yeah,
chance, 100%.
and that's what he said. And this is why it's all bullshit. It's all random. It's just and he's like he has a system based on how the balls will fall out of the machine. Like it's just random. You cannot
You can't predict it.
predict it.
No good.
You know, there's no way to it. Statistically, if you guess numbers enough times, you're gonna come out with a winner. Like, but that outside of that, there's no,
Yeah,
there's no guarantee.
It's a shot in the dark every
I
time.
thought that was fucking crazy. My TikTok is filled with these guys, though. I shouldn't say filled with it, but I do. There's another guy I follow. This guy's in Vegas, and he says just like that. That's his thing. I call him the just like that guy. And I went and clicked because after like watching the 90th video with this guy, I was like, okay, I'm curious now. And I went and clicked to his website, and he's one of these guys. Same thing. He lives in Vegas, right? He's
Mhm.
got this system. You could pay whatever, $700, and he will show you the hot slot machines. And
Well,
like
that's true.
that's his thing. And by the way, every one of his videos, and I think there's plenty of people that go to this guy, pay him money and win shit. But he puts out like 4 or 5 videos like a day
Yeah,
showing people winning big jackpots.
there's some truth to that. I'm not 100% sure, but I've seen videos of people saying that casinos lay out certain slot machines to, there are hot ones, there are not so hot ones, there are
Yeah.
ones that pay out more, there are ones that don't, and they put them strategically around the place. There's a certain method to it, like this happens to be the higher traffic spot of the casino, so they put these types of machines there, et cetera, et cetera. There's low traffic over there, so maybe those pay out more. I don't know. So take that for what's worth. I don't know if any of that's true, but that seems to be the big.
Yeah, no, it's true. And and the casinos, it's legal for them to set how tight
How
a
often it
machine.
pays out.
Yeah, they can do all that. So he
Same
probably
thing-
knows that, but it's crazy to see.
Yeah, same thing with like amusement parks or arcades, like the games that you play to win like tickets and stuff, or the claw machine. All that stuff is rigged to pay out only a certain amount of times.
Yeah.
Like the claw machine, you ever notice if you play it every time it picks something up and it doesn't get anything, the claw is very loose. There's only one in like, I don't know what the number is. Let's say it's 1 in 100 times that the claw will be tight enough to grab something.
Yeah.
It's made that way.
I am obsessed with those claw machines.
Are you?
Obsessed.
Do you ever play those machines where it's like there's an iPhone in there, or there's a
Yeah.
Did you ever win anything like that?
No, I
How
can't win
does that-
those. But I love the claw machine because I do win those, and everybody's like, "This ain't gonna work. This is a scam." Where they're all tucked in, and like,
Yeah.
but I win those things, and I'm obsessed with them. I do spend a crazy amount of money doing it sometimes.
Yeah.
And I do wonder, like, does this machine feel pity on me because I just dropped $40 and it's finally like, okay, here's your $3 stuffed toy.
That's what it is. I mean, eventually it's going to give you something because it can't it can't give out something every shot,
Yeah.
or else they wouldn't make any money. But it also depends what's in there. It's stuff that's easily hooked by the claw,
Yeah. Well, it's so funny to watch. There's some that like have like little quarter toys, and
Yeah.
it's like guaranteed win, and that thing comes down like the grip of God and pulls the thing out. And it's like, where's that on this other one?
Yeah, no, the big stuff, they don't do that.
I did not see the laughing door on TikTok. I don't know what that is, Jack.
The
Please
laughing
enlighten
door.
us all. But I do like talking about what I'm seeing on TikTok. By the way, somebody asked me if we're gonna have the girl. I talked about a virgin stripper at one point who spits in people's mouths. I forgot all about this.
Oh yeah.
And then I think I reached out to her, and she's like, "Oh, I'll come on." I have no interest anymore. I can't remember.
All right.
I'm kind of over it. That being said, though, Friday we are going to do the thruple show. I talked to Bird. She's agreed
Bird
to
in the
come
chat
on
right
and
now. Yep.
tell us about her thruple experience. So we'll do that on Friday, which will be kind of fun to do. It'll be interesting.
Very interesting.
We'll get some insight into that. Looking forward to that Bird. Everybody give Bird some love because she's coming on.
Yeah,
Exciting.
Bird's gonna be the next guest on the show, and yeah, there she is. Love it. Can't wait to have that. That's gonna be a fun show this Friday. Next show.
I have so many questions on the mechanics of it all.
Yeah, I don't know where to begin.
Mainly because I've never been able to keep one person happy. So 2 seems.
Yeah, I mean,
out of reach.
does that cut your responsibilities to a third instead of a half?
Oh,
Maybe
big question.
that could help you out.
These are the questions we're gonna get answered.
These are the questions.
DC Comics, they were in production on this film for Batgirl with Warner Brothers. Obviously, DC Warner Brothers, longstanding thing. They cancel it.
Yep.
What's crazy about this is this was the movie that Michael Keaton was going to play Batman in.
See, that would have been great.
Michael Keaton was coming back as Batman. J.K. Simmons as Commissioner Gordon and Batgirl's dad.
Yep.
And Leslie Grace was going to be Barbara Gordon and star in it. And
Do we know why they pulled the plug on this?
It's not like they say. Let me see if people were alluding to it. All I know is it was like a $70 to $90 million. They want to refocus their priorities. And that's what they said. They're refocusing their priorities.
Okay, good for them. I don't know, man. You should the stuff that's you can't get a Batgirl's great. They should have. I don't know why they wouldn't. I feel like that would be a huge hit. I don't know why they would pull the plug on something like that, especially if you got Michael Keaton coming back as Batman. That's insane.
Yeah, but if that's all you have, then you're gonna take it.
Plus, you got Batgirl, and I'm sure you got all the villains and whatever. It's basically Batman. You're in that world, but it's Batgirl. It's the same. You're in the same wheelhouse.
Nobody gives a shit about Batgirl.
Same universe.
You're gonna make me say it. Nobody gives a shit about Batgirl, and they knew it.
But you got the same. You got the same. It's the same universe. You got the Joker. You got the Ridley. All these people are probably going to make some kind of appearance.
There's just some like the Flash. Flash is in the Superman movie, and the Flash has always been around, super popular. The Flash has never been above television. It's always a television series, and it's never a movie because nobody cares. Like, all right, the guy runs fast. I get it.
He's in the movies.
He's in the movies, but he can't carry his own movie.
But he has his own TV series. At least do a Batgirl TV series. That would be something.
Yeah, that would be something. TMZ had this story. This was so funny to me. They're like, Disney likes to be nice to black people, because, and I don't even know if I don't think we talked about this, but Sesame Place,
right?
Which I think there's a few of them, but I think specifically the one in Pennsylvania. There was a story a couple of weeks ago that the characters at Sesame Place ignore all the little black kids.
Yeah, that was messed up. I saw those videos, and it was not. It was pretty bad.
And do you buy that? Because a part of me feels like, that's a crazy consorted
I want to not buy it,
right?
But when you look at the video, you're like, it's pretty bad. They just turn away or they ignore them. It's bad.
Yeah.
I mean, whether or not it's on purpose, you can't say. Who knows? But I'm sure there was we want to believe there's a misunderstanding. Something happened. I don't know, but. The video, just watching the video by itself with no context, it looks kind of bad.
Yeah. Well, the video here on this particular case, and I'll put it in the chat so everybody can see for themselves. The video here, Woody is walking with Jesse. Is it Jesse?
Yeah, Toy Story characters, yeah.
And Jesse's off on the other side, and Woody sees the kid and points to the kid, and then literally goes and points again, and then goes and gets Jesse, go. But I think that happens all the time. I think the girl had on a Toy Story thing, and it's obviously it's the girl. She's gonna love Jesse, So let me create this moment. I don't necessarily know if it's oh, look at these blankets, let's hug them.
Again, the motivation behind it could have just been as innocent as there's some kids over here who want to say hi. I'm sure it wasn't. Oh, let's look good for the cameras. I'm sure they were doing their job. They probably did that a million times walking up that. It was like a parade or something.
Yeah.
But, it was cute. It's a nice, it's always great to see something like that, Oh,
I love it. A video where a little girl gets pulled aside by a princess in Disney. I'm a sucker for that fucking video.
It's adorable.
They're just looking at their hero like in person in front of them, and they're just like smiling, and forget it. I
Yeah.
can't.
Tearjerker.
I love those videos. But I don't think I learned this about Disney, which was devastating. I would assume that the characters are like the high paying jobs. Like I would think that like if you're going in that Mickey suit or the Goofy suit or whatever, like you're pretty good at your craft. And it turns out those are like the high school kids making minimum wage.
Yeah, they're like interns or whoever. Just throw on
Yeah.
the suit and get the hell out there. There should be. I mean, I'm sure there's got to be like a training.
Yeah, there is. And like there's like the Mickey who like does all the dancing, and that person's probably super qualified. But the
Right.
one who does like the meet and greets or just like walks and waves from the parade,
Right.
like that's the reject. Like and like I would think that like Mickey, if you're playing Mickey or Minnie, like you're making the big bucks, but it's the ones who actually show their faces, like the
Yeah,
princesses
like the
or
princess.
whatever.
Right.
You have to do the Mickey suit. You have to be in the Goofy suit before you could be like the prince or the princess that
I
shows your
agree
face.
because you have to show your face and you have to probably do a voice. You have to be the character.
I thought that would have been the opposite way, to be honest with you.
No, I feel like, I mean, because with Mickey, you probably don't have to talk. All you have to do is walk around and be friendly. You don't have to be the cat. You don't have to embody the character. You just have to act physical. You
Yeah.
don't have to be, you don't have to know any of the trivia or anything like that. If you're, let's say you're, because there's a lot of videos about like Gaston and all these people from, or the princesses. If you're them, I'm sure you have to act like them all the time. And
The
you're in
Gaston-
character, the
The
Gaston guy.
Gaston one he's tough because like I get nervous when I watch those videos because he has like an attitude
Because
and
he has to be Gaston.
he kind of takes shots at people sometimes, and I'd be so nervous because I can't, I sometimes it's hard to see that line of like, oh, that's fucked up, and oh, this is all in good fun. And
There was a video of Gaston. It was he's posing, taking pictures with people as they come up to him, and there was one video where a girl comes up to him. I guess I don't know how old she was, teens, 20s, something like that. I don't know. She comes up to take the picture, and before the picture was taken, she puts her hands on his chest, like on his pecs, like this, like grabs him like that, and he goes, "Nope, out, get out," and kicks her out. Doesn't take the picture with her. He was like, "That's too far, like inappropriate,"
wow,
and he kicks her out. And she's like, "Oh my god!" She's like, "Yeah, you can't just touch me like that."
can't just touch a person like that. They are a person. I know that you're looking at the character, but they are a
Yeah,
person.
that's literally his body. It wasn't like he was wearing a suit. That's him
Right.
standing there.
Right. The
And
guy
he's-
couldn't do that to fucking Belle.
Right. So you do that, you're out.
Yeah. Miss Justice, no JSABs tonight. The JSABs update. This is shocking. Again, I don't know what's real or not anymore with her because Miss Anti-Mask wore a mask on the plane.
Yeah.
And now the world seems like a big lie to me.
During a time where masks aren't required anymore,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
On planes.
Yeah. I got a vacation update from her, and this is a quote. As of right now, no real vacay friends made.
What happened to the nacho people?
I asked what happened to Kathy and Deb, the nacho people. Just
Just for the table. You gotta have. We'll all share 4 plates, stack
I
of
have a crazy
napkins.
idea.
Yeah.
Let's share a nacho.
Ooh, should we get the mild or the hot salsa?
What do you like, Deb?
Whatever Deb wants, we get what Deb wants.
So I asked about Kathy and Deb, and her response was, "It's not real if we didn't share social medias." So I guess they didn't get their number.
It didn't work out, huh?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
code for they didn't want to come back to our hotel room.
Yeah. Yeah. I wonder if they got rejected or if it just kind of fizzled out.
I think JSABs put the offer out there, and they didn't take.
Either way, it's super awkward. Last topic, Frankie C. Cracker Barrel Backlash.
What is this about?
Cracker Barrel put out a post and they were like, "Hey everybody," sorry. They're like, guess what? Cracker Barrel. Well, these are the exact quote for the post. Discover new meat frontiers. Experience the out of this world flavor of impossible sausage made from plants next time you build your own breakfast. So they're like, hello world, we have plant-based sausage now.
Okay.
Everybody lost their minds. Like lost their minds.
Why?
Some of the comments, don't ever try to push that crap in my direction. Stick to the basics that made your franchise a success. Are you kidding me? Who do you think your customer base is?
Jeez.
I still order double meat breakfast and it's not even on the menu anymore.
Man, Cracker Barrel is just trying to do something good.
You just lost your customer base. Congratulations on being woke and growing broke.
Oh my God. You know what's weird? I had I forget what it was, a Dunkin' Donuts had the plant-based sausage patties for a while. They don't have them anymore, but they had them for a while. They were good. I had them. I got them. They were actually good. I don't, they had a lot of season. They were tasty. They had a good flavor. I don't see what's the big deal. Cracker Barrel, I don't know what they're known for, but apparently it's their sausage.
Well, I mean, here's the thing about Cracker Barrel. They're like the Southern general store, like fried chicken and biscuits and gravy and like
But they're a restaurant, right?
they're a restaurant. Yeah. But
Yeah.
they're a chain and they're down. I'll tell you, Cracker Barrel back in the day. Again, I don't know if I'm just romanticizing or but I really feel like these things have gone downhill. I can remember going to Cracker Barrel 30 years ago before it was like anywhere. Like now there's a Cracker Barrel in Jersey. There's probably one.
Yeah, they're around.
There's too many. But, when we were traveling, my family went. I'm sorry. Fucking dying here, Frankie. We went down to the south and we were like, oh, Cracker Barrel. We didn't know it was a chain. We just thought it was a restaurant.
Right.
And so we went and it was really good. And then we went to a Cracker Barrel like a year or two ago, maybe before the pandemic. And I was like, oh my God, this food is fucking terrible. Like
It's
microwave
bad, huh?
bullshit. Yeah, it was awful. I mean, it's still it's one of those places that it's good in a bad sense. Like it's good for what you're gonna get out of a chain Applebee's kind of a restaurant,
All right.
But-
That's not terrible. It's edible stuff. But Cracker Barrel wasn't good, huh?
It was not good the last time I went there. But anyway, the point is it's this like it's not your health conscious fucking place.
Oh, I'm sure. It doesn't sound like, it's, yeah.
Like it's biscuits and gravy. It's fucking mashed potatoes. It's
If you're on a diet, it's probably not the best place to go.
No, yeah, not at all. And I don't think anybody who, by the way, I'm with the people on this. I'm with the people.
I don't understand. I mean, I know, Paul, some of the impossible stuff is not great. The chemicals, oils, all that stuff. I get it. But let's say Cracker Barrels crack the code and this impossible stuff is good for you, whatever. It's not like they're taking away. Did they say that they were taking away regular sausage and replacing it? Or they're just offering this as another thing?
This feels, no, they're just offering it.
So what's the problem?
Too much.
They still have all the stuff that they want.
Nobody who makes a conscious decision to go into a Cracker Barrel is a person that is a vegetarian and doesn't eat meat. Like it does not. It doesn't happen. You don't just go, oh, I'm a vegetarian.
I lost you there for a second. What'd you say?
I'm just saying, if you're a vegetarian, you don't make that decision to go, like, oh, I'm going to go to Cracker Barrel, because everything that they have is unhealthy and meaty and fatty and just bad for you. Like McDonald's is a different story because that's like you're in a rush. So I understand offering some healthier options or veggie options, Dunkin' Donuts. I get it. Like people are in the morning, they want a coffee and their impossible thing. Okay, I understand that, But when you commit to make that decision to go walk into a fucking Cracker Barrel, I mean, there's no way you're not. Nobody has ever thought, boy, I would love some veggie meat right now. That would be great.
Well, I think the point is when you go in there, let's say you're going with your family, there might be one person in that family who's like, you know what, maybe today I skip the pork and I go with the plant-based thing.
Nobody's thinking that. I mean, I'm sure research here. Jack brings up a great point that you can park your RV at a Cracker Barrel overnight. So that's some of the people that you're getting, and I'm sure that Gary and Henrietta, they have a little woke daughter or son, and maybe they think, oh, we could pick up some of the fucking, we could pick up some share
See,
here. But I'm telling you, I don't
I could
see it.
understand the backlash if they took away something to put
Yeah.
this in place.
Well, they're
But-
taking away our freedoms, Frank. I don't know
I
if
see.
you know that.
Okay, that makes sense then.
What's next? I got to declare what pronoun I am before I can walk into a Cracker Barrel. It's ridiculous.
Yes, that's what you got to do. Dick.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the worst. I want to bring up. I just want to take a look at the menu. Like all I remember is like biscuits and gravy.
I mean, you had me at biscuits. Why not biscuits and gravy? I mean, it's a southern place, chicken, that kind of thing.
Yeah, all right. Southern fried chicken, 4 pieces of bone-in fried chicken with honey, served with 2 country sides, buttermilk biscuits, and corn muffins. Sunday home-style chicken, chicken fried chicken, hand-breaded chicken tenders.
Wait a minute. What is chicken fried chicken? Is that just fried chicken?
Yeah, basically, I guess.
Why say chicken twice?
I don't know.
Okay.
Oh, and they have that white sawmill gravy. Oh,
That's good stuff. I can
Country
hear my
fried.
arteries slamming shut.
country fried steak, meatloaf, roast beef. Like, what chain restaurant do you know has meatloaf? Fucking Cracker Barrel does.
Did you ever order the meatloaf at a restaurant?
Never.
I had it once, and I was not disappointed. You'd
Really?
be surprised. Yeah. You know what? I was at a restaurant, wasn't a chain, just a regular little restaurant. I was like, you know what? I never do this, but I'm going to order the meatloaf. And I did. And it was phenomenal. Very, very surprised at the quality. It was very,
You had a moment?
I had a moment. You order the steak, you order this, you order that, and it's all the typical stuff. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to go out of my comfort zone and get something weird. And I did.
I do love doing that, but that's never taken me to a meatloaf.
Try it next time. Next time you're in a regular, like a restaurant where like the menu changes all the time and they offer something, different stuff. Meatloaf, it was a good option.
Meatloaf is not something I desire often, although I do enjoy it if it's made.
Yeah, you got the nice gravy on there. They put some vegetable. It was good.
It's like a crust to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen to the rest of this menu. Country fried steak, meatloaf, roast beef, grilled sirloin steak, hamburger steak, Cracker Barrel sampler, which is a hearty portion of our chicken and dumplings, meatloaf, and sugar-cured or country ham. They have sugar-cured ham and country ham. They have 2 different types of ham.
In case your ham wasn't unhealthy enough, we've added sugar.
Chicken pot pie. This is all this shit that they fucking have, and they're gonna be like, oh, and the Impossible Pat. Like, give me a fucking break. Not a good idea.
So who you think someone got fired over this?
Yeah, I think some marketing dickhead.
Impossible Pete over here.
I also don't. I have a theory that Impossible just pays these chains to get in there for a little while to spread the word about it, and
Right.
I think Impossible is paying for this kind of stuff. I mean,
I went to Chicago one time and went to a restaurant that had an Impossible burger. Tried it.
yeah,
I mean, I don't know. Again, people saying, the chemical, whatever they put in it to make it whatever. It was whether or not it was healthy. It did taste good. I can't say it didn't taste good.
yeah.
So the flavor wasn't the problem. If it's made with the right stuff, great. But if people are saying there's different chemicals and shit in there, who the hell knows?
Yeah, I can't. I don't like the let's save the environment aspect of it. Like, leave me alone. Let me eat what I want. I think about fucking Dennis Leary in Demolition Man when he's like talking about eating like a rat burger or whatever the fuck it is. Remember that?
Yeah. Listen to the song "Asshole," Dennis Leary.
Right.
I'm gonna eat
That's
that
right.
giant greasy burger and throw the styrofoam container out the window and eat the damn thing. Anybody can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're talking about health wise, all right, fine, I get it. But they say that the healthy, it's like over salted, and they just throw a whole bunch
Probably.
of shit in it to make it taste good.
And if you feel a little, if you want to go the vegetarian route, if you're
No, I'm against that.
animal you don't want to, you're against eating animals. That's a way to go.
What would J Seb's order at a Cracker Barrel? I don't know. The chicken and dumplings are pretty good though. I will say that. Like,
Chicken
I mean,
and dumplings?
the worst heartburn. I remembered when I went. When you weren't there, Frank. We took the kids to Sesame Place. You know, the racist theme
Thank
park.
God I wasn't there.
And it was the worst culinary weekend of my entire life. It was actually the worst weekend of my life.
Did you eat in the theme park or outside?
We had to eat in the theme park. It was a fucking shit, like the shittiest theme park food. Like you'll get, like, if you go to Disney, you can get a good theme park meal for a theme park.
Sure.
Awful food, terrible, overly breaded microwave chicken fingers. And then I remember we paid like $75 to have the character lunch.
I think we lost you again.
Oh, really? That might be you this time. I don't know. It might be me.
Okay,
Let's
gotcha.
wrap the show up. Fuck it.
You're
My
back.
story sucks anyway. Let's wrap it up. My story sucks.
Is that all I have
Nobody-
to do to kill your stories? We lost you.
I'm losing you.
Sorry.
You got anything else?
I'm good over here. I think the moral of today's story is don't be Alex Jones.
Don't be a dick. Yeah.
Don't be a dick.
Correct.
Don't be an Alex Jones or a Rand Paul.
Correct.
Be a Jon Stewart.
Be a Jon Stewart. Don't be a right. Exactly. And let's keep the meat in Cracker Barrel, Frank. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, Cracker Barrel. I'm on Cracker Barrel, so they tried something new.
I don't know if you know this, but they don't actually have crackers on the menu at Cracker Barrel.
Are there actual barrels in the place?
Yeah, there are. Great general store when you first walk in. Really nice tchotchkes. Get some
Ooh.
tchotchkes for your trip.
You think they had tchotchkes first, and then
No, I don't know. We'd have to look into the
history?
history of Cracker Barrel and how it evolved. All I know is that Cracker Barrel, you know that diamond shape. We're out of time.
Damn it.
Next time, Frankie C. Thank you guys for watching or listening. AnthonyOnAir.com has all our links and info. Get some Jumpstart coffee, buy some merch. We'll see you guys for Thruple Friday.
Show me potato salad.
Maybe we should go now.
Go ahead.